You guys, so now we are going to code. So we designed our we had designed the app. We did the design first. So now we're going to code. So in the code, you have your toolbox, and we're going to be using a lot of the UI controls. So for the beginning of the page, so on our screen 1, we're going to select on event, and on event is at the top. So you're going to select that. Once you select that, in the ID, you're going to select button 1, right? So button 1 is the start button. Okay, I didn't change it, but button 1 is the start button. Okay, so you're going to select that, button 1. All right, so you're going to scroll down and look for button 1. So once you select button 1, you keep this the same on click. Okay. Then you're going to scroll down. So when you select this, it will come like this, right? So it will come in there looking just like this. Okay. So you're going to scroll down and look for set on screen. So you got set on screen. You put set on screen right in here, inside of here. Okay. Once you put on set screen. So when we click the start button, we want it to go to the level screen. So you make sure that you select in the drop down menu the level screen. Okay. So next is once it get to the level screen, so you're going to go ahead and select level screen. So now when we go to level screen, we're going to also select the on event button, the on event block. Okay, you're going to go ahead and bring the on event block over here. You're going to select the beginner button. So right, the beginner button. So you hit the drop down menu and you make sure that it says the beginner button, right? You select beginner button, leave click, go to set on screen. You're going to put set on screen inside this block here, inside of there. And you're going to select beginner's activity screen. So when they click on beginner, you want it to go to the beginner activity screen. Okay, where they have all of this. So you're going to continue doing that for the intermediate button, the intermediate screen, the advanced button, the advanced screen. And then we have the beginner back button, just in case they want to go back. So, and we select the level screen. But you guys, so I'm going to show you what I have to do here, but I'm going to do it at the bottom. All right. I'm just going to do it at the bottom so you can see exactly, because in order for you to truly understand and know exactly what I did, I have to actually do this part step by step. So I am going to do this at the bottom. All right. So I add this, and it's going to say beginner. You're going to select the beginner submit button. Hope I can use it. Beginner. All right, so beginner submit button on click. All right, so you're going to click on control. You're going to add the if and else inside of here. You're going to put that inside of there, right? So you're going to go to the math section. You're going to select this. You're going to put this in here. And then once you put that in there, we got to do get property. So we go to the UTI control. We go to get property. So we're going to put get property in that first block, right? That first circle. All right. And so we need to check the beginner check one button. Beginner check one button. And then we're going to select checked. It have to be checked. So we're going to go back to math again. We got to add that inside of here. Okay, we're going to keep doing this until all four are checked, have to be checked, right? So we go back to you get property, UI control. So we go to get property, put that in the first circle. We're going to select beginner check 2. All right. Make sure that's it. We got to scroll down because you got to scroll over to actually see this stuff. All right. So make sure this select is checked. We're going to go to the math again. We're going to add this inside of here. So basically, you're going to keep on repeating, okay, until we get a total of 4. Okay, click on you. All right, so you're going to have to probably scroll back over to get to it. So we're going to get the property again. We're just going to have to scroll over. Put in the first one. The next one is the beginner check 3. All right. We're going to select check. All right. So we're going to go to math, add that again. Go back to control, get property, put that in the first. All right. The beginner check 4. Make sure this is checked. Okay. So let's see. We shouldn't have a blank one. All right. I might have to delete that. Let's see. I might have to remove this one. Let's see. All right. Okay, beginner check. So we didn't have to add another one. Let me bring that over. So we're just going to add get property into this one. Okay, so we put get property into that one. So we don't need to add one. All right. So we don't need to add one. So I remove that. And we're going to go ahead and select 4. Make sure that is checked. All right. So we got that checked. Now in the else, set screen. So basically you telling it if all 4 boxes are checked, set screen to award. So we're going to go ahead and add set screen. Set screen. And we're going to select award screen. Okay. Award screen. Now we're going to add the sound. To play the sound. All right. To play sound. All right. Where is that? Okay. You're going to select this. You're going to put, is that right underneath there? Yeah, you're going to put it right underneath there. And you can select whatever sound you want, right? So you click on the drop down menu and you select and choose whatever sound. what I did, guys, I achievement. So I select achievement. You can choose. You can choose whatever which one you want. It doesn't matter. Um. Uh. Let me see. No, I don't know. I don't know which one I had chose. I had to go back and check and see. You know what? Let's go back and check and see. I chose Vibrant Success 1. So Vibrant Success 1. All right. So Vibrant Achievement. I chose Vibrant Success 1. Success. All right. Okay. That one. So this one's all the way at the bottom. This is the last one. You choose that. It's going to import it. Next, you're going to go to, and now it say false. False means if they do not check all 4 boxes, right? If they don't check all 4 boxes, you want to set the screen, and it's going to go to keep going screen for them to keep going. So we select keep going screen, right? So that part, it took me a while to try to figure this out. But eventually I got it. So I want to make sure that you guys truly understand this section here, because this section was very difficult and I knew you probably wouldn't know how to add it. I had to show you that step by step. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this because I don't need it. That was just for to show you guys. Okay. All right. So once you add that, now we're going to go to so once we add let me see, the beginner activity screen. Next is on event, your back to level button. Set screen to level screen. You want them to go back to the level screen. Then we're going to go to return to activities. So if they want to the level screen, so say for instance, let's see, that's on the keep going screen. Okay, so they're gonna go to the keep going screen. So we have the back to activity button. So we're gonna return. So that one say return to activities button. So you do the on event. Make sure that is selected, return to activity button. Then you set the screen to beginner activity screen. Now, I had to create the acknowledgement screen. So it's the same setup of creating the other screens. So the acknowledgement screen, you set the acknowledgement, you have the acknowledge button, do the on event, acknowledge button, set screen to acknowledgement screen. And then once they, look at the acknowledgement, they go back to the home button. So you have to create that button and you name that ID to home back button, and they're going to go to screen 1. Okay. So let me show you guys. So we go to start, beginner. I am going to check all these boxes. We'll submit for the week. So track the awesome. So you either go back to levels, and people who want to see the acknowledgement, you go to the acknowledgement. And in the acknowledgement, the app design encode and the AI generate image. So the citation here. So if they click on the home button, it's going to bring them back to the start button. Okay. So hopefully this helped you guys with the coding.